Well, g'day, Max here again. Welcome back to the shop. This episode today, we're just going to touch briefly on tramming the Bridgeport head. It could be a Bridgeport head, it could be any mill head. They're all the same. Well, some are a bit more of a mission than others. The big horizontal mills, the vertical attachment, are probably the easiest to tram in. The little Chinese type column type mills, they can be a real pain in the butt, and the Bridgeport to me is sort of like halfway in the middle. So we'll go through how I do it, what works for me, and we'll swing you around because we've angled the head over, and we'll take a look from a different angle. So as you can see, we've laid the head back. We've also tilted it on an angle at the front. So we'll get set up and I'll show you my method. Okay, just before we hook into squaring the head up on the mill, we had a letter come in from Greenville, Ohio, all the way over the US, fair way away, and that's Doug Lester. So Doug has his channel, Metalworks Machine Shop. So well worth going and check him out, see what he's up to. Now, actually I already have Dougie up on the board because Joe from the Air Cove shop sent us a handful of stickers the other week, and I already had one of Doug's stickers in, so we'll just swing you around for a quick look. Okay, there's Dougie's sticker there. It's well worth checking out. As I mentioned before, he does some pretty cool work in his shop, so yeah, thanks Doug. Okay, my chosen method for tramming the head in on the Bridgeport. We do the bulk of it with 2 gudgeon pins, and then we'll come in with an indicator and just touch up the last couple of thou. Now, I do have tooling that I made up some time ago to hold an indicator up in the stem. And then some of you will remember all this that I made up. This is the base plate that bolts down to the table, and by the table movements it will control where the head goes. Now in the Bridgeport I generally don't use this, and there's a good reason for it, but in the Chinese column type mills I struggle to do it without it. So what happens in the Chinese mills is as soon as you slacken off the mounting bolts for the head, because they're not like a Bridgeport with their worm drive adjustments, the whole head's flop forward, sideways, and with this base plate and this up the quill, it keeps everything in alignment on those type of mills, which we'll go through that one shortly. But with the Bridgeport we're focusing on today, so what I'll do is just eyeball everything till we get everything roughly straight. You can use your degree markings that are on the side, they're close enough for this. So we'll just get it sort of straight. Randy Richard had a video out where he had a tool which had 2 dial indicators mounted on it. That's another way to do it. But, this is just a quick, easy way. Okay, so just get it roughly straight, in line, that's all we need. Okay, so we just sight through behind our gudgeons. get it close. Okay, we'll get as close as we can that way. We'll come back from the other way. The other reason why I don't use my other setup that I made too much in this mill is there's a lot of friction in the pivot for the head, so it can influence the final reading a bit. As in, like, this head doesn't drop under its own weight when it's in a vertical position. So I'm just sighting through, looking at the light. That's pretty close there. And then we just go back and double check the other way. So we're pretty close there. Okay, so that's it. That is close enough now to put an indicator on. Now don't forget to lock your knee, which you'll have to wind down to. We'll get it to neutral. So neutral, we'll bring the knee back up a bit closer. We'll get our indicator arm on. And lock the knee off, that's a must. As the gib's wear, your knee will droop forward a bit, and when you go to do a job, lock the knee up, your table will actually move a thou, thou and a half, 2 thou maybe, depending on the wear in it. We'll put our indicator on. We'll just get it sitting as square as we can, just by eye is fine. And drop it down close to the table. Okay, so we'll bring it around this side, we'll zero this side first. So we're 2 thou out there, so the table's got the head's got to swing around that way, 1/1000th of an inch. We'll split the difference. We're 2 thou off that way. We're actually spot on 0 that way. So that's how close you can get it. So we're within 2 thou of tram, and that's just by eyeballing with the 2 gudgeon pins. this one adjusted. And just these other three nuts I just have like finger tight, and this one here just only very lightly nipped. Just it stops the head flopping around, so. And of course we'll move it the wrong way. We'll come back in zero. Okay. We're spot on zero there, so we'll nip these up. We'll double check, make sure nothing's moved. That's good. Okay, so we go the other way now. So we'll get a reading from over here. We'll come back here. Okay, so we've got to move tooth out. Just re-zero the indicator there. We've got half out again. I'm actually only chasing half a out here. Just give her a nip up. Yeah, looking good there. Okay, we're smack on zero there, right on the knocker. Smack on it there, right on the knocker. We're on it there. And we're on it there. So, I'll bring you in a little bit closer. Okay, so we'll check all our 4 points with my phone camera. So, we're right on it there. We'll come around 90 degrees. Right on it there. Another 90 degrees. Right in there. And then the other way. And we're on in there. Well, okay, that's a quick and easy way that I use to tram in the head of a mill. So we'll do another video shortly, and what we'll do is we'll use the base and the stem in the little Chinese mill Hong Fak Wong over there, and we'll show you why we need to use this base in that movie. So, take care.